In a quiet, forgotten village stood an old, crumbling house. Inside it lived Ashraf Ali, a man in the twilight of his years, a man whose wife had passed a decade ago and whose sons had settled far away in different countries where the seasons changed, but their hearts didn't return. Days turned to nights, and nights to seasons, but no one came back. The walls echoed with memories, but none with laughter. Yet amidst that silence, there was one soul who stayed, an old, aging dog named Tommy. Tommy had been by Ashraf's side through it all, through the joy and the sorrow, the laughter and the silence. He was a constant, a furry, four-legged shadow. And as the years passed and the seasons changed, Tommy's love only grew stronger. For in this old dog, Ashraf found the warmth of companionship that he hadn't realized he needed so much. And in those silent, lonely hours, Tommy's presence was a reminder that he was not alone. This dog is more than just a pet. He's my companion, my listener, my shadow. He's been with me through thick and thin. Years ago, my grandson brought Tommy home. He was just a tiny ball of fur and mischief. But as the years passed, he grew up and moved out like the other grandkids. But Tommy, he stayed. He followed me everywhere, resting by my feet, licking my tired hands, curling up beside me on cold nights. We share a blanket in the winter, a meal during lunchtime, and a bond that neither distance nor death can shake. Because in Tommy's eyes, and it's all because of this little dog that my grandson brought home all those years ago. That's all for now. See you next time. An old man and his dog were inseparable. They would do everything together every single day. But the old man's health began to fail. He became weaker and weaker until he could no longer walk. Time, however, showed no mercy. Ashraf's steps grew slower. His hands began to tremble, and the wheelchair became his only way to move. He could no longer see clearly, but he didn't need his eyes to know where Tommy was. He could feel him, a warm presence near his legs, a nudge on his arm when it was time for medicine, a whimper when he coughed too long. There was no one left to check on the old man except a dog who had no words, but all the love in the world.